Welcome to Exchange Rates UK TV. It is the 17th of January 2022, 1:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Taking a look at Ripple here. Ripple, of course, just kind of all over the place. We talked a little bit last week about how on the 3-week chart, there was not a single 3-week candlestick in 2021 that did not have some exposure to the inside of the cloud. And the cloud is just the most miserable, horrible place to be. So not much of an update there in regards to that time frame. Taking a look at the weekly, last week's weekly chart closed up pretty nicely, right above this 50% fib retracement at 68 cents. I will say 68 and a quarter there. But despite it being below the cloud, I mean, everything is fine. It's not fine. It's bearish, but as long as the Chiku span back here, the lagging span, as long as that doesn't dip below the candlesticks, and as long as we don't have a weekly close below the candlesticks, then there is some reason to be cautiously optimistic about some increases in value here. Because otherwise, all other conditions necessary on the weekly chart for an ideal bearish Ichimoku breakout, they are present. You have future span A below B. You have the current close is below the Tenkan Sen and the Kijun Sen. Both the Tenkan Sen and the Tenkan Sen's below the Kijun Sen or below the cloud. Everything here is very bearish. The only thing missing for a really big dive south is the Chiku span getting below these candlesticks and an open space. So that would mean that for the current week, you'd need to see a close around 58 cents for this week. Next week, there would have to be a close around 60 cents. And in 2 weeks from now, we'd have to see a close around 71, 72 cents. Which is not that far away. And from a bullish perspective, you might see a return to somewhat of a recovery if you get the daily chart back above $1.09 or $1.10. Otherwise, it's just kind of floundering here. Taking a look at the daily chart, we had the cipher pattern that we identified last week that really hasn't turned into much of anything. Ripple traded up. It's above the Tenkan Sen. This is something that's really kind of common across the board with a lot of altcoins and just cryptos in general. Is there's a lot of things that have been trading below the cloud on the daily chart. They have had a spike up. They've come back down. They're testing the Tenkan Sen now as support. And that's a pretty normal thing to see before something begins a new uptrend, is it busts above whatever near-term Ichimoku resistance level was there. And now it's testing it as support. Is it going to hold? Is it going to collapse? Unsure. On the daily chart, Ripple is still in technically a bull market here. Nothing has shifted it out of it. Oddly enough, I mean, the move that it had back in late December was the move that shifted it into that zone. But there are some warning signs here. You have the composite index is sitting pretty flat neutral. It looks like it's about to cross down below its slow moving average. That is not a very good sign, and neither is the percent B, also with a hook south. So there could be a pretty dramatic drop here if buyers don't come in. And that's just something to be aware of and watch out for. But otherwise, I mean, if it does drop, the next move is a very, if you look at the volume profile and we zoom out here to, where's 2021? January of 2021, where we are now. I mean, it's already in a zone that's pretty thin, and so this thing doesn't thicken up until the volume point of control at 50 cents. That's the next primary major volume point of control, and there's a pretty thick chunk up here at 63, 64, and that's kind of tested that before. But otherwise, Ripple could be a huge disappointment, or it could be positioning for a very nice bear trap and rally a lot higher. But we'll just have to keep an eye on it. For now, I will update it if we need to. From all of us at Exchange Rates UK TV, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.